9.3, posting from a purchases journal. We have one objective here. You need to be able to post merchandise purchases to an accounts payable ledger and a general ledger. So here they are showing us our purchases journal and then our vendor that we would find in our accounts payable ledger. That's, remember, our subsidiary ledger. And we are going to be posting. So we post the same way. We're going to start with our date. We're then going to put in our post reference column, the journal page number. Now, this is going to be a little bit different because now we have 5 different journals. So we no longer can just write the page number. We have to put the abbreviation for that journal first. So for purchases journal, we're simply going to abbreviate that with a P. So it's purchases journal page 11. That P does not stand for page, it stands for purchases journal page 11. We're then going to put in our debit or credit amount. In this case, we are crediting the vendor. Notice, always pay attention to the headings because those will give you clues. And so the heading here says account credited. That tells us that we're crediting Win Lighting, sorry. So we're going to credit for that amount. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to find our new balance. So we have a credit and a credit. That tells us that we're going to add those two numbers together to get our new credit balance. Last step then is we are going to take our vendor number and we are going to bring it to our post reference on our purchases journal. So this tells us if we needed to look this up, it would tell us that we posted this in vendor account number 260. Again, the post reference here tells us if we needed to look this one up, we would find this on our purchases journal page 11. Totaling and ruling a purchases journal. We've totaled and ruled a journal before, so this shouldn't be anything new. That single line rule, remember, just says that we're going to total that column. Then we're going to put in our date. We're going to label total. We're going to add up those numbers and find our complete total. Now, the thing here is that we can't check to see that debits equal credits. There's no way of double checking that because we simply have one number. So I would suggest on this one, just to double check our work, it should be good, or it would be a good idea for you to add these numbers up twice to make sure that you get the same number. Once you do, then double line rule, showing that your debits and credits equal, which we just have one number. Now, when we post the total of the purchases journal, it's a little bit trickier here because we have 2 accounts that we're going to be posting to. We have to pay attention to this heading. Notice it says a purchases debit and accounts payable credit. That tells us we are posting to both of those accounts. So I start with my date, purchases journal page 11. Here I have a debit to my purchases account, and down here I write it as a credit to my accounts payable. Next, I find my new balance in both of those. So a debit and a debit, I'm going to add to find my new debit balance. On this one, I have a credit and a credit, so I'm going to add to find my new credit balance. Last step then is we would bring both account numbers underneath that total, showing that we have posted that total to both accounts. Number 1, why should a business frequently post from the purchases journal to the accounts payable ledger? Posting frequently to the accounts payable ledger is going to help ensure that vendor accounts are paid on time and that businesses can continue purchasing goods and services on account. So we want to make sure that we're keeping track of, okay, how much do we owe each vendor and when are those things due? And so that's why we want to try to post as frequently as we can. Number 2, why is it important to record a posting reference in the accounts payable ledger? It provides an audit trail that allows an employee to trace the transaction back to the journal and page number. So really it shows us where did we get this information. And so it will tell us, okay, what journal we got it from and what page of that journal. Number 3, why is the vendor number written in the post-reference column of the purchases journal? Same reason that we write that journal page number into our vendor account is providing that audit trail. It's showing us where we got that information from. That was the end of lecture. Go ahead and go on to the work together.